Hi friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another episode of the SST Car Show. Tons of stuff to share with you today, but first up, the world's most famous custom van, the Cosmic Cruiser. It's 32.5 feet long. It's radical. It was conceived of and built by Canadian artist Ivan Benic. A couple of weeks ago, we had a sneak peek, but now here's the full inside scoop on this incredible driving machine. When it comes to vans, there is nothing more radical than this. The Cosmic Cruiser came from the mind of Canadian artist Ivan Benic. It all started in the mid-1970s, when Ivan decided he had to create something so big, so bold, so wild, it would be unforgettable.
I forgot how long it really is, so I've been saying 34 feet forever. But my grandson and I, we measured it after one of the interviews. We measured it last summer, and it's actually only 32 feet, 6 inches. Anyway, so that is the truth. 32 feet, 6 inches.
It has a big block V8, 8 wheels, and 4-wheel steering up front.
I got a 1969 454 big block in it with rectangular port heads, which is the hypo heads from GM, and then tunnel ram, and then I detuned it a little bit because I kept on having problems with twin carburetors and not driving it enough, where you're actually just firing it up to drive it out of the garage. Then at the end of the day, you're putting it back in the garage, and it was just flooding out my motor here and there and everywhere. And I just, about 6 years ago, we detuned it and took one carburetor off. We're missing about a little bit of power, a lot of power, but it's never been flooded again, you know what I mean? So, and then I put a roller cam in it about 6 years ago. The same time I detuned it, I put a roller cam in it, so now it just does what it's supposed to do on the highway, and that's good enough.
Well, it's custom all the way, for sure, right?
You think?
And you
remember a couple of the interviews? There is one stock item that I didn't touch on the whole car. Never been altered.
Not the fenders.
No, the door handle.
Door handle. Remind me, how long ago did you actually build it the first time?
The first time we started, 1976.
The Cruiser was an instant hit at car shows, but Ivan is never satisfied. The van has undergone a variety of changes over the years. He's always making it longer, bolder, wilder. Yeah, it is, I guess, an extension of your personality. It's an extension of you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's who I am. Whatever I did with the van, it was because I wanted to make a statement, and I wanted to be different and show them imagination every step of the way, whether it's well, you know, paint just wasn't enough. I just realized that right at one of the first shows. The paint was not enough, because a chopped van came in and it was rough as you can imagine, and all the vanners went crazy. They were all over it going, oh my God, look at this, and it's not even finished, but they were freaking out. So that's when I decided, hey, I gotta build me a van that's radical.
It's a completely...
You want to do a blast down the highway for a second?
Sure, man, that'd be awesome.
So you can really get the feel?
Yeah. After 40 years of car shows and cruising, Ivan put the Cruiser away for a while and started to freshen it up. It now has a new top. The interior has been renovated, and Ivan is especially proud of his updated artwork. Airbrushing is Ivan's specialty. What kind of paint are you using? Because it really pops.
The colors are most of the straight run-of-the-mill silver base. Everything starts with just the silver base that you see on the overall color, and every single color on the van was mixed with that silver base. So every single color is a candy apple color that I made myself. And then I tweak it with House of Color at the end. I tweaked it with House of Color Pagan Gold and one of the other reddish colors. I usually mix 2 or 3 different colors to get one specific color that I like.
The Cosmic Cruiser has a distinct face. Ivan created the front end in just one night of work. Everybody talks about the 4-wheel steering up front. How did you come up with that?
Well, it was at the end of the day, I had to have a couple beers. So by the 3rd beer, I figured it out. The best way I could explain it to you is you put a beer down on the table, right? And then you put another beer next to it, and you turn it. What happens to it? This beer turns the opposite way. And then when you put the 3rd beer that you just drank, you put that next to it, because this is turning the opposite way, this will also turn again the opposite way, which would be 3 gears, right? Okay. And the 3rd gear turns the steering properly. So it's I had to make a transaxle for it, transfer case for it, with 3 gears, and it's all gear driven. There's nothing that could ever fail.
What's this thing? What's the chassis? Like, what was it originally based on? What's underneath it?
It's all of it is 73 Chevy van, 3/4 ton, not the 1 ton. And then the stretch itself is based on a roll cage design, so that, you know, it's super strong, like, you know what I mean, like it's 2x2 1/8-inch wall construction before the sheet metal went on it.
It's nostalgic, a tribute to the van craze of the 1970s. But even now, after 4 decades of awards and worldwide accolades, it's still radical.
Are we having fun yet?
It's still relevant. And now that it's freshened up, Ivan Benic says his retro-futuristic Cosmic Cruiser is ready for a return to the car show circuit.
Real things that I love doing is when I go to a show like Van Fest, well, it's actually a truck in, you know, so everybody's camping for the weekend. But what I like to do is surprise them and just load up 5 or 6 people, 8 people, and just take them out for a ride, just so they understand what the hell it's all about.
Right.
That's kind of like the most fun I ever have with it, is when I actually take a bunch of vanners, throw them inside, and take them for a boot down the highway.
Rick Walker, SST Car Show News. The Cosmic Cruiser was ready for its big debut after being spruced up by Ivan at the 2020 Ottawa Gatineau International Auto Show. But COVID got in the way, the show was canceled, and now Ivan says at the next physical show in Ottawa, he will be there with the Cruiser.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
This is Alice. She's a collector. She used to drive all over town looking for bargains, until she discovered CollectorWarehouse.com. It's an amazing online market. Toys, old albums, tools, video games, genuine antiques. You name it, they've got it. No more driving. Now Alice buys direct from their website. Sometimes she registers for online auctions. You can too. CollectorWarehouse.com. The world's coolest collectibles.